mowing your lawn is far less than half the battle. There's the raking, the bagging, and the handling. Unless, of course, you have an Agri-Fab 42-inch tow lawn sweeper attached to your riding lawn tractor. It is specifically designed to make this lawn care chore both easy and quick, with an easy height adjustment for maximum efficiency and a universal hitch attachment that quickly connects to virtually any brand of tractor. The cantilever hitch design provides maximum traction and weight to the wheels that power the sweeping brushes. The extra-large 11-inch semi-pneumatic tires offer a unique tread design for maximum traction and easy mobility over all types of terrain. The 5-to-1 brush-to-wheel ratio combines with the 10-inch replaceable wire brushes to easily sweep grass clippings, leaves, lawn debris, and even pine needles into the extra-large 12 cubic foot hopper bag. And when it is time to dump the load, the integrated dumping function eliminates the need to even get off the tractor. Agri-Fab is known for tough tools, engineered to be fast and easy to both assemble and to use. And that's why Agri-Fab now offers the Video Instruction Guide, or VIG, for the 42-inch tow lawn sweeper. From opening the box to admiring your perfect lawn, the VIG will show you what to do and when to do it every step of the way. Just click on the Segment 2 video icon below this screen and you'll get started immediately. Superior products and incredible customer service. That's why we can say, Agri-Fab, lawn care made easy. Welcome. In this segment you will see what is included in the box and any tools that are required to complete the assembly of your sweeper. First, carefully open the box. Remove the contents and place them on a flat surface. Make sure you have all the parts listed next before continuing with the assembly. In the box, you should have 1 sweeper housing assembly, Part 1, 2 bag arm tubes, Part 2, 1 left-hand hitch tube, Part 3, 1 hitch bracket, Part 4, 1 straight hitch bracket, Part 5, 1 height adjustment strap, Part 6, 1 height adjustment handle, Part 7, 1 right-hand hitch tube, Part 8, 2 brush assemblies, Part 9, 2 upper hopper side tubes, Part 10, 2 rear hopper tubes, Part 11, 2 lower hopper side tubes, Part 12, 2 hopper support rods, Part 13, 1 bag frame strap, Part 14, 1 hopper bag, Part 15, and 1 rope, Part 16. You may need to use one of the following tools or a combination of them to complete the assembly, which are not provided. 2 7/16" opened end or box end wrenches, and 2 1/2" open end or box end wrenches. Please note that left-hand and right-hand parts are determined from the operator's position while seated on the tractor. For any additional or missing parts, please contact the manufacturer directly. In this segment, you will see what hardware is included in the box to complete the assembly of your sweeper. Remove the hardware contents and place them on a flat surface, but keep the parts together so you don't lose any. Make sure you have all the parts listed next before continuing with the assembly. Now, in the box, you should have the following hardware: 2 hex bolts, 5/16 by 2 1/2" large, Part A. 2 hex bolts, 5/16 by 2" large, Part B. 4 carriage bolts, 5/16" by 1 1/2", Part C. 1 hex bolt, 5/16" by 1 1/4", large, Part D. 2 hex bolts, 5/16 by 1", Part E. 1 carriage bolt, 5/16 by 1", Part F. 4 hex bolts, 1/4 by 1", Part G. 4 nylock nuts, 1/4", Part I. 11 nylock nuts, 5/16", Part J. 4 flat washers, 5/16", Part K. 1 star washer, Part L. 1 hair cotter pin, 1/8 inch, part M. 8 hair cotter pins, 3/32 inch, part N. 2 clevis pins, 3/8 by 1/2 inch, part O. 2 clevis pins, 1/4 by 1 1/8 inch, part P. 2 clevis pins, 1/4 by 1 3/4 inch, part Q. 2 clevis pins, 3/8 by 3 inches, part R. 1 pivot bushing, part S. 1 spacer bushing, part T. 2 hitch spacers, 3/4 inch, part U. 2 vinyl caps, part V. 1 grip, part W. 1 plastic knob, part X. 1 hitch pin, part Y. And 4 plastic plugs, part Z. This segment will show you how to attach the brush to the sweeper. First, take the brush assemblies, part 9, and note that each one has a brush retainer marked with either red or black ink. Lay out the brush assemblies next to each other so that the brush retainers marked with ink are in the middle, with the red one positioned on the right and the black one on the left. Next, note that the overlap bristles at the bottom of each brush are important to help support the back side of the brush for better sweeper performance. Now attach the brush assembly with the red brush retainer to the right end of the brush shaft using 2 1/4 by 1 inch hex bolts, part G, and securing them with 1/4 inch nylock nuts, part I. Remember, the brush retainer marked with red ink must be placed in the middle of the sweeper housing. Securely tighten the nylock nuts, using 1 wrench to hold the bolt still and the other to tighten the nut. Next, attach the brush assembly with the black brush retainer to the left end of the brush shaft, using 2 more 1/4 inch by 1 inch hex bolts and securing with 2 more nylock nuts. The brush retainer marked with the black ink must be oriented in the middle of the sweeper. Securely tighten the nylock nuts in the same way as with the first brush. Now you can turn a wheel to rotate the brushes to test the movement. The overlap bristles should be on the back side of the brush as it rotates. Make adjustments if necessary. Now in our next segment we'll show you how to attach the hitch tubes and the height adjustment strap to the assembly. This segment will show you how to attach the hitch tubes and the hitch brackets to the assembly. First, cut off the plastic tie that holds the height adjustment tube in place. The height adjustment tube is already attached to the sweeper, between the wheels. Then align the second and third holes in the long straight end of the right-hand hitch tube, part 8, to the 2 holes in the right side of the sweeper housing. The other end of the hitch tube will be bending inward. Secure the hitch tube to the sweeper using 2 5/16 inch by 1 1/2 inch carriage bolts, part C, and 2 5/16 inch nylock nuts, part J. Insert the bolts from within the sweeper with the end coming out to attach the nuts on the outside. Tighten the nuts by hand for now. Do not fully tighten the bolts just yet. Repeat these steps to attach the left-hand hitch tube to the sweeper housing on the left side. Now, fasten the other ends of the hitch tubes together using 2 5/16 inch by 2 1/2 inch hex bolts, part A, securing them with 2 5/16 inch nylock nuts, part J. Then refer to the hitch on your tractor. Note whether your tractor hitch has 10 to 13 inches of ground clearance or 8 to 10 inches of ground clearance, as this will determine the method you use to attach the hitch brackets to the hitch tubes. If your tractor hitch is 8 to 10 inches above the ground, take the straight hitch bracket, part 5, and insert 2 5/16 inch by 2 inch hex bolts, part B, into the first 2 holes on one end. Place the straight hitch bracket with the bolts inserted on top of the connected hitch tubes so that the bolts fit in the spaces between the bolts connecting the hitch tubes. Then on the underside of the connected hitch tubes, attach the bent hitch bracket with the bent end extending out and down. Secure the bolts under the bent hitch bracket using two 5/16" nylock nuts, part J. Now go back and use the wrenches to securely tighten all of the bolts in the hitch tubes, including those connecting the hitch tubes to the sweeper and the bolts in the hitch bracket assembly. Note: if your tractor hitch is 10 to 13 inches above the ground, you will switch the placement of the straight hitch bracket and the bent hitch bracket, with the bent bracket on top, the bent part going up, and the straight bracket on the bottom. Connect the brackets to the ends of the hitch tubes in the same way, and then go back to tighten all of the bolts in the hitch tube connections. Next, insert the hitch pin, part Y, through the end hole of the top hitch bracket. Now continue inserting the hitch pin through the two 3/4" spacers, part U, placed in between the two hitch brackets. And finish inserting the hitch pin through the hole in the end of the bottom hitch bracket and secure it on the end with a 1/8" hair cotter pin, part M. This segment will show you how to attach the height adjustment handle and strap to the hopper. Next, you will attach the height adjustment handle, part 7, to the inside of the bracket on one end of the height adjustment tube, which is attached to the sweeper housing. Attach the handle to the bracket using two of the 5/16" by 1" hex bolts, part E, and two 5/16" flat washers, part K, inserting them through the bracket toward the wheel, and securing them with two 5/16" nylock nuts, part J, between the bracket and the wheel. Securely tighten the nuts using your wrenches. Then attach the grip, part W, over the end of the handle. It may fit tightly. Work it down securely onto the handle. Now take a 5/16" by 1 1/4" hex bolt, part D, and place on it first a 5/16" flat washer, part K, then the pivot bushing, part S, the height adjustment strap through the round hole on the end, part 6, and then the spacer bushing, part T. Insert the end of the bolt through the upper part of the double hole in the side of the sweeper housing and secure it from the inside using a 5/16" nylock nut, part J. The height adjustment strap is curved slightly, and it should be curving down on both ends. Tighten the nut securely. Using two hands, you can move the height adjustment strap and the height adjustment handle together, checking that the parts are connected correctly and they will work to adjust the height of the sweeper. Now you will connect the height adjustment strap to the handle. To do this, take the star washer, part L, and place it between the height adjustment handle and the height adjustment strap, securing it with a 5/16 by 1" carriage bolt, part F, inserting first through the height adjustment handle, then through the star washer and the height adjustment strap. Place a 5/16" flat washer, part K, on the end of the bolt, and then the plastic knob, part X, tightening the knob. In this segment, we will show you how to assemble the hopper bag. First, open up the hopper bag, part 15. Now take a rear hopper tube, part 11, and position it so that the brace holes in the middle of the tube are facing down. Slide the tube through the two loops sewn onto the top rear seam on the inside of the hopper bag. Then insert the two upper hopper side tubes, part 10, through the stitched flaps on each side of the hopper bag. Connect the ends of the rear hopper tube onto the ends of the upper hopper side tubes and fasten them together using the plastic plugs, part Z. Next, turn the second rear hopper tube so that the brace holes in the middle of the tube face up this time. Attach the ends of the rear hopper tube onto the ends of the lower hopper side tubes, part 12, and fasten them together using a plastic plug. Now, place the assembled lower hopper tubes into the bottom of the hopper bag. Attach the ends of the lower hopper side tubes to the inside of the upper hopper side tubes using two 3/8 by 1/2" clevis pins, part O, inserted from the inside pointing out, and secure the clevis pins in the joint with two 3/32" hair cotter pins, part N. Insert the bag frame strap, part 14, into the stitched sleeve along the front edge of the bag bottom. Assemble the bag frame strap to the lower hopper side tubes using two 1/4 by 1 1/8 inch clevis pins, part P, and three 32nd inch hair cotter pins. And finally, secure the bag corners around the lower hopper side tubes by snapping the bag flaps to the bag bottom on both sides. This segment will show you how to finish assembling the hopper bag and attach the hopper bag to the sweeper. First, you need to insert the hopper support rods, part 13, to make the hopper stand upright. Tip the hopper onto its back to attach the two hopper support rods. Place the ends of each rod into the upper and lower rear hopper tubes, bending the rod just enough to fit into the holes in the tubes. Be careful not to overbend the support rods or they will lose their supporting tension. Insert a 3/8 by 3 inch clevis pin, part R, through the lower hole in each upper hopper side tube. Next, assemble a bag arm tube onto each clevis pin and secure it on the pin with a 3 32nd inch hair cotter pin, part N, through the hole in the end of the clevis pin. Attach a vinyl cap, part V, onto the short end of each bag arm tube next to the clevis pin. Then take the rope, part 16, and secure it to the exposed top center of the hopper bag frame, where it comes out of the hopper bag fabric. Last, to attach the hopper bag to the sweeper, slide the ends of the bag arm tubes into the ends of the sweeper's hitch tubes and secure them with two 1/4 by 1 3/4 clevis pins, part Q, and three 32nd inch hair cotter pins. This segment will show you how to attach the sweeper hitch to the tractor. Before you start, make sure the tractor and the sweeper are on a flat, level surface. First, set the sweeper height adjustment handle to approximately the middle of its adjustment range. Remove the hitch pin and spacers from the hitch bracket assembly on the sweeper and set them aside nearby. Now, maneuver the hitch bracket around the tractor hitch. Insert the hitch pin back through the holes in the hitch bracket and tractor hitch, using the placement of the spacers to raise the bracket assembly so that the bottom of the sweeper bag is level and approximately 5 to 7 inches above the ground. You can put both spacers over the tractor hitch, under the tractor hitch, or one above and one below as needed to achieve the proper height. Finish inserting the hitch pin through the spacers and the bottom hitch bracket, and then insert the 1/8 inch hair cotter pin, part M, in the hitch pin to secure it on the end. This segment will show you how to properly use your new lawn sweeper. To adjust the brush height on your sweeper, loosen the adjustment knob and push down on the height adjustment lever to raise the brush. The best adjustment is when the brush setting is 1/2 inch down into the grass. Before using the sweeper, always mow the grass to an even height. You control the sweeping speed by how fast the tractor is going. Try a starting speed of approximately 3 miles per hour, which is third gear on most tractors. Depending on the conditions, it may be necessary to adjust the sweeping speed in order to achieve the best results. Your sweeper hopper can be dumped easily without even getting off of the tractor. Simply pull the rope attached to the hopper forward to dump the hopper. Make sure that you empty the hopper completely after each use. Always take care when using the sweeper. You should attach the end of the rope to the towing vehicle to keep it away from the wheels and other rotating parts. Make sure that you never attach the hopper rope to any part of your body or clothing. Never hold on to the rope while towing the sweeper. Also, make sure to keep the sweeper away from fire. Excessive heat can damage the brushes and the hopper bag and could cause the bag and its contents to burn. The next segment will discuss the proper maintenance and storage of your sweeper. This segment will show you how to properly maintain and store your sweeper. For proper maintenance, follow these steps. Before each use, check for loose fasteners by checking all bolts, nuts, and hairpin cotters to make sure that they are securely attached. Also, inspect the sweeper for worn or damaged parts, such as brushes and wheels, before each use. Replace parts as needed. Clean the sweeper after each use to prevent rust and mildew, and again inspect it for worn or damaged parts. Clean the sweeper housing with a soft brush or cloth, and clean debris from the hopper bag with a brush or broom. Make sure to remove any material which has wrapped around the brushes or the ends of the brush shaft. Lubricate the brush shaft bearing twice a year with a few drops of lightweight oil. Also, lubricate the wheel bearings each season. Remove the hubcap and apply a few drops of lightweight oil. Every 2 years you should remove the wheels and then clean and lubricate the gears found inside the wheel housing. To remove the wheel, just pop off the hubcap and remove the lock, nut, and flat washer. After cleaning the gears, lubricate them with an even coat of light grease. If you will not be using the lawn sweeper for a while, you should collapse the hopper bag for storage. To collapse the bag, simply remove the 2 hopper support rods from the rear of the hopper. Congratulations! Your Agri-Fab 42-inch tow lawn sweeper is now fully assembled and ready to use with your tractor. Remember, Agri-Fab offers many other products for your outdoors and landscaping needs that would complement your Agri-Fab 42-inch tow lawn sweeper and help maintain the appearance of your property. And don't forget to show this video instruction guide to your friends and colleagues who have purchased their own Agri-Fab products.